Hi, everyone. Well, I'm sorry about that. Some technical difficulties, but I decided I just would join you all on my phone. Sorry that if it's a little not as great as I had hoped, but hey, that's show business. So, welcome. My name is Lucy, and I offer Zen coaching with Lucy, and today we're talking about your purse. Your purse is a metaphor for your life. And what's really interesting is um, I didn't know when I was sort of developing and crafting this workshop that there are so many YouTube videos about what's in my bag. And I started watching them over the weekend, and it's very interesting. I mean, we all seem to be obsessed with our purses or our bags, or because in a way it's what is part of us, and it's with us most of the time. Here's my bag that I'm going to be talking about today, and I hope that you'll join in with me. So let's take a moment and get relaxed and centered and kind of disregard what happened beforehand or the rest of your day. And if you're comfortable closing your eyes for a moment, your feet are on the ground, your hands are in your lap, and just taking a couple of deep breaths. Feeling the weight of your body in whatever you're sitting on, in my case, a chair, perhaps a sofa, wherever you are. And when you're ready, opening your eyes and coming back. And let's talk about, you know, your purse. Your purse is a metaphor for your life. And it's not only what is physically in it, but maybe what is mentally and emotionally and spiritually in it, or what you don't want anymore. I see somebody has joined us, so I'm supposed to invite them. Anyway, this is my first Facebook Live, so thank you everyone for your patience. So let's again look at our purses. And hopefully you have my worksheet in front of you, and you have your purse. And if you haven't already, take everything out of your purse. And as you're doing it, I'm going to be taking out what's in my purse and just showing you. And first is my wallet with, the usual cash, credit cards, medical card, whatever. And my case for my business cards. This always goes with me. Very important, my portable battery for my phone. And needless to say, my phone is always in my purse. My keys. My keys go with me everywhere as well. I always have some protein in my purse. Today it happens to be almonds. Kleenex. Lip gloss. Hand cream. I always have a couple of pens. A comb. And I also have my earbuds. So if I want to listen to something on my phone, I'm not inconveniencing other people or making noise. What's in your purse? What does your purse look like? What I realized when I was doing this, and I taught this class live a couple of days ago, is I've realized as I've gotten older and more mature that my purses have gotten smaller. I used to carry backpacks. I used to carry huge bags, but I think now I'm kind of honing it down, decluttering, and getting to something that's more specific and more decluttered and more simplified in my life. So my bag it looks small, but I actually can put a lot in it. It's very convenient for me. It fits what I want. I mean, I will say I do have another bag that I use for business, so that's where my laptop is and the battery charger and all of that. But what I have in my bag is what I need to get through the day if I'm outside the house. And what I'd like to know from you is, hopefully now you've taken out everything in your purse. If you had to pick just one thing in your purse that is the most important part of you, the most important element of you, what one thing really parallels your life and your bag, what would it be? And I'm hoping that if you're watching this live, you might put in the chat box, what is the most important thing in your purse and why? And while people are thinking about that, for me, the most important element in my purse that represents my life is my phone. And I can't pick it up because I'm doing this recording with you on my phone, but that's always with me. It's not only to keep in contact with my daughter who's out of state at college or with friends and family. It's also my lifeline for business. And it has everything on it that I need. It has my calendar. It has my social media. It has my contacts. On the back of my phone is a little pocket that I have my driver's license and main credit card. So if I have my phone and I have my keys, that's really all I need if I had to rush out of the house or needed to just get through my day, at a very sort of elemental basic level. So I'm wondering if, for those of you who are watching, you could share with me, what's the most important part of your purse? What element do you have to have? What's your lifeline? And while you're thinking about that and hopefully using the chat box and putting that in, I invite you to think about, we're not just talking about the physical elements of our purse, but also what's in your ideal purse, looking at it as your purse equals your life, or a metaphor for your life. And it was very interesting when I did this class live with a number of people a couple of days ago. It turned out that although their lives were very different and what they do is very different, the most important elements of their life were the same. And for me, sharing what's important to me, my ideal purse is a decluttered, a simplified life, and getting and only keeping in it what is absolutely necessary, and being very aware that I want to create more space in my life for reflection, for simplicity, for enjoying what's around me, whether it's my physical surroundings or enjoying the day or enjoying a few moments of peace and quiet or enjoying meditating, which is something I've started doing recently, whatever it may be. And, so Amber, hey, my purse is just a little thing, just big enough to fit my phone, my license, and my debit card. Otherwise, the clutter often threatens to take over quick. Right. And that's something that a lot of people have said to me. They want a simpler life. On the other hand, some people feel more in control if they have every possible thing in their purse to to help themselves and to help those around you. What would you put in your ideal purse? And I thought about this a lot. For me, what would I put in? I would put in being more present and really taking the time to not always rush through my day and tick off on my calendar the next thing I need to do or the thing I just completed, but really appreciating the day and maybe what I've accomplished and having gratitude for what I did and enjoying what's around me or the people who are around me. One thing that came up in this class I did a few days ago was we all mentioned how we all love to travel and we wanted more of that in our lives. And all of us said at the same time that we have a different purse when we're on vacation. Which I thought was really interesting, that we separate so much, kind of our daily lives versus vacation, and how at the end of a trip, we always wish we could bring our vacation back with us. So maybe sort of thinking about that as well. How do these things represent you? And, as I said, the biggest thing for me is my phone, but maybe I'm also aware I'm too attached to my phone and that I need to put it down more. I need to turn it off. I need to interact more with people one-on-one and not be so calendar driven all the time. And what about you? What thing in your purse really represents you and maybe what you want to change or discard or give up, or maybe bring in more of? And I'd love to hear from my watchers what that might be for you. It's interesting that as I think about the threads of my life and what's important, that curiously, what's important is creating more space. And I think that's one of the reasons why my purse keeps getting smaller and smaller, because I want to be more present and open to everything else, not just be so interior or so task-driven or whatever. So I'm wondering, who out there enjoys their purse? Is it the purse of your dreams? And if not, what are you perhaps ready to discard or take away? When I did this class in person, it was really interesting because of all of us, not much was taken away or ready to be discarded. But there had obviously been a lot of mindfulness about what was in our purses, why it's there, why it's important to us, but also how does it reflect our lives? And in the class I did, the other ladies, it was very clear that their purpose of their lives is to be of service. And they are of service in many different ways. Their purses even reflected that. One lady had Band-Aids and all sorts of things, Advil, so that if someone was not feeling well, she could help out. And that was for her being of service and being in control and taking care of those around her. What I realized is that I'm a healer, and not only in my coaching, but being a hypnotherapist and also being a Reiki master, everything I do is to heal or to aid people to heal themselves and to feel better. That's my purpose. And it's kind of a different take on what goes on in our lives, sort of our underlying theme of our lives, what we do, what our purpose is. And, you may realize after today that, or have more clarity about what is your purpose, what's important to you. So we've talked about maybe what to take away or what you're ready to give up. But I think another important aspect of your purse as a metaphor for your life is what's wonderful in your life. What do you enjoy? What do you like having in your life? And of course, we all have different things, but what's wonderful in my life is my daughter, our dog, where we live. We're lucky to be in the Bay Area and to enjoy it, and to have a strong family, although they're all over the country, and lots of good friends. So that's what's wonderful in my life. I would love to hear what's wonderful in yours. And the flip side, of course, is what's lacking. And it was interesting when I did this class a couple of days ago that one common theme was what was lacking in many people's lives was patience, and sort of recognizing that a lot of time is spent being impatient. What I felt is lacking, and what I'm trying to be more mindful about, is time and relaxation, having a better balance so that, it's not so skewed. Everything I do is work, kind of balancing it out and enjoying life along with everything else that I do. So these are some of the things to sort of think about when you are, using your purse as a metaphor. How could you craft your ideal purse, maybe? What parallels can you think of the contents of your bag that equals your life? And are you ready to make any changes? That's kind of another aspect of this. Maybe you've had an epiphany today. Maybe you've had a realization, oh, wow, all work, no play. Or, wow, I really want more time out in nature. Or I can see I haven't been paying attention or spending enough time with family or friends. Whatever it may be, I hope that today maybe gave you some food for thought and maybe helped you think about how you can bring more joy and more wonderful into your life. If you have any questions, if you have anything you'd like to share with me privately, I would love to hear from you. Don't hesitate to contact me through my website at lucyseligman.com or drop me an email at lucy@lucyseligman.com. And I hope that after you've put everything back in your purse and maybe discarded a few things as well, that the rest of your day is enjoyable, and that you've had some fun with this. So taking another deep breath just to kind of refocus and come back to our lives, and maybe closing our eyes for a second. Thank you for sharing this time with me. It's been great. Bye now. Until next time.